Okay. All right, good morning. We're going to get started on this press conference. I'd like to thank everybody and wish them a good morning. Part of the reason we're having this press conference is to acknowledge our GRIP deputies, but also an opportunity to listen to some of the citizens that have concerns in this community and give you an update of our GRIP operations. Starting of I'm going to say the start date was like January 2020. We've done 23 operations in the city of Albuquerque. From the west side to the east side. In those operations, we've had 241 arrests. Of those 241 arrests, 165 of those arrests have been felony arrests. 76 of those arrests have been misdemeanors, so 2/3 of those arrests are felony arrests, almost 70%. We've also recovered 15 stolen vehicles and 19 stolen guns, to include 500 I'm not going to give you exact numbers when it comes to the drugs, but I will give you a handout and the information you can share. It's about 550 grams of meth, about 500 grams of marijuana, 250 grams of heroin, and the other thing that's very important is that we've had about 1,300 positive contacts with people that our deputies have engaged with in terms of stops, interaction with them. It's included almost 550 business welfare checks. And that's very important because that's where we get a lot of our information of what's going on in these neighborhoods. We are going block to block and figuring out what's going on in these neighborhoods. Some of the people that are here today are people that are concerned from neighborhood associations. I also have people that have been victims of some of the worst crimes that have been committed in Albuquerque, to include the Vigil family. I also have Coach Birmingham from the University of New Mexico to talk a little bit about some of his concerns and some of the things that go on in terms of the athletics and how it impacts the University of New Mexico and this community. I have other business owners like Greg Brown from Admiral Beverage that talk about the impact to the economy, how it affects businesses, and some of the fallouts. What we need to understand is that when we started these operations 3 years ago, the reason behind it was to stabilize the community and give these people relief. They are very frustrated. They've been marginalized in terms of receiving services and not getting responses. So when there was an outcry for us, we wanted to respond to that. My loyalty is to the people. And so for me, that's why I wanted to make sure that the people that are here, you can hear them out. So I'd like to invite Mr. Vigil and just maybe give him an opportunity to express his gratitude. I've had conversations with him, specifically with his son, who is actually a law enforcement officer with the state police. And their gratitude towards law enforcement is very appreciative. So Mr. Vigil, would you like to come up? If you can, come close to me because I'm mic'd up and they need to be able to hear you.
Okay. Actually, thank you for inviting me here today. I think this gives me an opportunity to express my gratitude to you for all the work that you and your staff have done. Especially, on the case for my wife, Jackie, who was murdered about almost a year ago, back on November the 19th. And I wanted to take the opportunity to thank you and your staff for all the time and effort that you have put into bringing this case to the forefront. As it appears right now, in my opinion anyway, there's overwhelming evidence that the case is getting closer to where somebody will be charged for her murder. I hope that happens here in the next week or so. Looking forward to that. And I also wanted to thank all law enforcement for the work that you all do. It's a really tough job to be in law enforcement, especially nowadays when there seems to be so much, or so many people rather, that don't appreciate what you all do. You guys put your life on the line every day when you walk out the door, when you say goodbye to your wife, your children, for the day. And I wish there was something that that would make people understand that that job is not an easy job. It's a really difficult thing to be involved in, and thank you guys for doing it. You know, it takes a special skill, in my opinion, to be involved in that. I also wanted to mention that I don't want to keep rambling on, but I think that this is important to me. One of the suspects in my wife's case just last week was arrested, and then, of course, unfortunately, he was back on the street, or turned over to pretrial services, which I think demonstrates that our judicial system needs to be looked at really closely. I think that when there is no consequences for the crimes that you're going to keep doing that. So I just wanted to mention that and say thank you to all for your service. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vijay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Coach Birmingham, would you like to say a few words, sir?
The good people of Albuquerque and the state of New Mexico deserve better. We got to clean this town up. It's out of control. It's not good. We've become numb to it. The good people need to be able to walk around town. Our students that we bring from all over the world should walk around our campus and down Central with safety and not worry about a thing. There should be no stories. 0 stories. And in baseball, you get 3 strikes and you're out. In this town, you get about 12 strikes, and who knows if you're going to be out. It's time to lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Greg, would you like to say a few words?
I would. I just wanted to brag about these officers. In March and April, they came to my warehouse, Admiral Beverage, and they came and built 35,000 lunches for the poor people in Albuquerque. They came, they fully dressed like they are today, looking sharp. They'd pick up these lunches and go to a poor person's house and give it to them because the person was afraid to go out in the community because of COVID. So these are unbelievable guys. And that's why there's a bunch of people from Admiral Beverage here, because we really respect you guys. Thank you for what you do. Yep.
Sir, would you like to say a few words on behalf of your neighborhood association? Introduce yourself.
My name is Robert Garza. I'm with the Singing Arrow Neighborhood Association, and I want to thank law enforcement for listening to us and being proactive against crime in our neighborhood. These guys do an excellent job, and I back the blue 100%. Thank you.
Can you tell us what they're experiencing in this neighborhood as far as like the businesses?
Well, the businesses right now, there's a lot of theft. There's a lot of theft here. People are getting ripped off, and we need to do something about that. There's a lot of crime because of homeless in this area. The bus drops off 8 to 10 homeless people all the time up here. They go into the stores and they're stealing things, and it's a big problem. These people are wanting to shut down and move out of the area because of the losses that they're taking. There's a lot of problems back here in the back with all the crime around the apartments and different places in our area.
Okay, Mr. Garza,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
So for us, this is really, every time we come out here, I love praising my deputies, the men and women that do this job. They do a fantastic job. But I wanted them to hear it from the public. I think it's more important that they hear it from them. I could say it might not mean as much, but I think it means more when it comes from the people. So if you have any questions, I'll take them at this time.
Sheriff, this has been going on for 9-10 months now. You've accomplished a lot. What still do you have left to do?
We're just getting started. Actually, we started these operations about 3 years ago, and it's led up to this point. There's other things that have evolved or developed from these operations, to include some of the operations that are coming out of the federal agencies and the DOJ, which we really appreciate. So although they may go away at some point, we're not. We're not going anywhere. We're here to stay.
What are the biggest things you want to tackle that you think you need to tackle first?
The violent offenders. That's what a lot of these operations are about. But most importantly, it's really developing the relationship and the collaboration, identifying the catalysts in the community that wanted something done. And then obviously we have catalysts in our department that we'll pair them with. and we'll help them solve the problems that are going on in their specific neighborhoods. That's what this is about.
How does this tie into Operation Legend?
Well, some of these cases, it's not always directly, but maybe indirectly, that some of these cases will go federal because of the federal nexus. And so sometimes, because we have federal task force officers from our departments working internally collaborative with our deputies, then those cases have a better chance of going federal. That means that these offenders, like maybe the coach mentioned, 12 strikes, well, the federal government doesn't work the same way. It might be one strike and you go away. The good thing is that they're going away for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and that's the kind of results, that's the kind of impact we want to have, because we want people to know that if you're in a criminal enterprise or if you're engaging in criminal activity, you're going to be held accountable. Is there anything else? Well, you're more than welcome to entertain an interview with some of the people that came out from the community. We'll have this operation going on pretty much all day, and I have other things that I'm fortunate to take part into hosting the Attorney General, so I appreciate you guys coming out today. Thank you. Thank you guys.